In this screencast, I'm going to discuss select mode, play mode, and the play queue. Most of the operations in these modes are straightforward and intuitive, but I'm going to try to offer some tips that might be less obvious. Let's start with the basics. The primary purpose of select mode is to select a recording to play. The first step in making that selection is to select the genre. Notice that some of the genres have a pull right menu for selecting a subgenre. If you want to view a list of recordings in all of the subgenres, click on All. When you find the recording that you want to play, click on it. Two things happen when you select the recording. The first is that Wax opens another panel in which it displays a list of all of the tracks in that recording. By default, all of the tracks are selected because typically you want to listen to the entire work. The other thing that happened when you selected the recording is that the play button became visible. Let's click on it now to see what happens. Wax automatically placed the recording in the play queue and then switch to play mode. Let's return to select mode to examine the play queue. The play queue is a list of recordings that will play in sequence. If you want to specify a recording to play after the completion of this one, select it and then drag it to the play queue. There's no reason that the items in the play queue need to originate from the same genre. You also have the option of selecting specific tracks to play. Just select the track or tracks that you want to play before dragging the recording to the play queue. To rearrange items in the play queue, simply drag them to the desired location. It's also possible to drop a recording in a desired location. To delete a recording from the play queue, select it and then click on the Options button. Select Remove Item to remove the item from the play queue. Another way in which you can remove the item is to select it and then right-click. A context menu appears offering you two options, one of which is Remove. The other item in the context menu allows you to specify that you would like Wax to play the tracks of a recording in a random sequence. Another important item in the Options menu is Clear Play Queue, which you can use to remove all items from the play queue. It's also possible to sort the recordings by different columns. You may be interested in listening to a recording by a particular soloist in this genre, but not this recording. Just click on the head for the column and Wax will rearrange the recordings so that all of the recordings by that artist appear in proximity to each other. You may want to browse your collection by cover art. If it ever happens that you encounter cover art that you don't recognize, you can easily switch back to the text mode to obtain more information about the recording, and then return to cover art mode to continue to scan your collection. Everything works the same in cover art mode. To place a recording in the queue, just drag it there. If you ever want To remove the track panel so that you can view more recordings at the same time, simply reselect the genre. In select mode, Wax uses the short form for the metadata. In some genres, the short form is the same as the long form. But in other genres, the short form may be different. For example, for this recording, the composer is listed as Beethoven in select mode, but when we change to play mode, you can see the long form. The official way to change to play mode is to use the mode button, as we have been doing. However, there are shortcuts. You can also double-click on the recording, or you can double-click on an item in the play queue. In play mode, you can see all of the metadata associated with the recording, including several items that do not appear in select mode. Play mode also provides controls for the play operation. One of them allows you to advance to the next track, and at the top there's a corresponding button that allows you to advance to the next item in the play queue, if there is one. The time buttons by default display, using a negative number, the time remaining in the recording. If you click it, it changes to a number with a plus sign, which is the elapsed time. And if you click it again, it displays the total time for the track. If you want to jump to a different point in a track, just click in the progress bar. If you want to view complete metadata for other recordings in this genre, you can use the page down or page up buttons to advance through the list of recordings without returning to select mode. Play mode has its own representation of the play queue, which currently contains only one recording. You can click on the covers to make the display correspond to the recording that you just clicked. Play mode also offers a Wikipedia viewer. You can use it to obtain more information about the recording that you're listening to, or anything else that you'd like to read about. The only option available in play mode is Finish Item on Track Done. Select this if you decide that you don't want to listen to any more of an item in the play queue. Wax will complete the current track that's playing, and at its conclusion it will advance to the next item in the play queue if there is one, or otherwise it will stop playing. If you create a play queue that you want to preserve, Wax provides a way to do that. The controls are available on a panel that normally is hidden. To make the panel appear, use the Options menu and select Queue File. To store the play queue, you can type in a name in the entry. When you do, the Save Play Queue button becomes sensitive. Click it to save the play queue. To retrieve it, you can use the drop-down menu. Notice that Wax also synthesizes names for you. It does this to minimize the typing that's required, because typing can sometimes be cumbersome, especially when you're controlling Wax using a tablet. To delete a PlayQ file, select it and choose the Delete button. Notice that Wax automatically creates a PlayQ file called History. It contains the last 10 recordings that you listened to. The other hidden panel is used to create a PlayQ using random selections. Specify the duration of the PlayQ that you would like Wax to generate, hours and minutes. And with this button you can specify whether you would like Wax to choose individual tracks from a recording or entire recordings. When you are ready, click the spin button. I hope this screencast was helpful. See you next time.